Awesome. So okay. As far as like those campaigns go, nothing so far.
Well, so I mean, I've done a couple like rentals that I've done this year, and then a
Okay.
couple of referrals from that. Um, did the guy that he bought the house in Sayreville with me. He's Once he's done remodeling that one, we're gonna go look for more because he has a construction company where he does um he buys properties, like either fixes them or completely rebuilds them.
Hmm. So you're gonna just find properties for him, or you're gonna rent his out?
The ones that he keeps, rent those out as well for him. Um, and then like there's other so the listing that just it's brand new apartments that just got built, so they're still finishing them up. So we're gonna be doing those. And then yeah, a bunch of open
Okay,
houses.
I see. Why not just like target yourself on just doing one thing, and then get really, really well at that one thing? And that one thing I'm talking about is just finding more deals. Because if you do that, everyone will come chasing you. You don't have to literally go out your way to find some buyers or just things of that nature. If you could just really go out looking for just really great, great deals and succeed with that, you'll get so much more money made out of this entire thing. And all those other people, like buyers and everybody else, they'll come later on. Because let's say if you have a really nice deal and you call five people, those all four of those people, or all four, five of those people, they're all gonna like look up to you, respect you, and you're gonna build such a fantastic relationship with all of them just because you have something that they're looking for. You
Yeah,
know, so that's what I would do. I just wouldn't like focus on anything at all other than just finding deals. And the rentals, they're cool and all, but I don't know. You'd rather focus on like where the actual money's made. Because look, let's say you did how many rentals did you say that you leased?
uh, close to 10. I think it was
Close
either
to
10 or
10.
11.
Okay. So you did 10 or 11. You think you can make a living out of those 10 or 11?
No.
No, right? But what if you did just five deals last year? Five
Yeah.
wholesale deals or five, listings that you put on the market.
Yeah,
Do you
no,
think you could,
that definitely, yeah.
right? So, yeah, I mean, I would just focus all onto just one thing. Just make like one goal and just go all out on it. Whether it is like doing, if you want to just do like, um, listings, then just go super, super niche down just for listings. And if you get a wholesale deal in the way, cool. If you get a listing deal, I mean, not a listing, a leasing deal in the way, then cool.
Yeah.
But even that little stuff, like listing, go find some other people, arbitrage it. Go like, go get that listing and then go find another person that can go ahead and find a decent tenant to go inside there for you for maybe 300-400 bucks. And you collect 100% rent, you pay this guy out three, four hundred
Yeah,
dollars or
that's
whatever
so
it
with
is.
that, like, well, that's the plan because, like, I mean, the people that I'm already on the team with, um, they there's people that like I know that if anything, like I have my coworker, she has a license in New York, so if anything, like she could go do that, or if I buy something in New York, she could go and rent them out, and
I
like
see.
that's not to me, that's not like a problem. It's just like getting started is the hardest part, and which is what I'm trying to do now.
I see.
So yeah,
So what I was trying to get out of that is just allocating your time towards just one thing. So let's say like for me, even my rentals, right? I can sit there and list them, on Zillow, all that stuff by myself, and then go find a decent tenant for my own rentals right now, right?
yeah,
And then save that money. But I'd never ever dare do that because my time is most valuably used at finding deals, right? That's
yeah,
my entire business model. I'm not going to stop to do that to get out of my way to do something that's a lot less productive, right? So anything that does not have to do with, wholesaling, buying, fixing, flipping, or doing full blown burrs and stuff like that. If I'm not like flipping something, like I don't care to, handle that
yeah.
at
To invest your
all.
time into it.
Exactly. So, anytime I come across something like that, I'm like, all right, no. Even if I get a deal with some of my students and they reach out to me and say, hey, look, I need a buyer for this one. I'm not sitting there and calling buyers. I have people that do that for me and my team. I'm not going to sit there and do that. Like my time is really, really high value. and you have to make sure that it is that way. Even if you're starting out and beginning,
Yeah.
you want to make sure, like, you know, if your goal is to go find a wholesale transaction to make happen, or a listing, um, you shouldn't be doing anything other than just attracting those two things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, because you just make one of those transactions happen, and let's say it results into 10 grand or 15 grand. Okay, you take 3 grand for your savings, and the rest you deploy back on marketing. Now you're not here sitting cold calling anymore. You're not texting, and you're not sending out mailers yourself or doing any of that nonsense. You start buying leads, right? And then now you can just be on the phone, and that's my highest dollar activity, is just being on the phone. So I call it my $1,000 an hour activity. Anything that's less than that, I don't want to touch. Right. So after you have enough marketing spend, just start spending on there and making sure that you're the only person touching the phones, until you find, you know, talent that's as good as you or better. Right. So in the beginning, you're just gonna have to outwork, and just, since you don't have enough liquid funds to reinvest into the marketing, you have to basically just outwork everybody.
Yeah,
So
that's what one of the main things, like why I picked up a second job on top of the bills, because I'm there's marketing companies that like I'd want to like put my money into to get my
mhm.
marketing going. So,
What were you thinking as far as those companies go?
well, I know Smart Marketing does a very good job with marketing. Plus it's like a local Jersey company that does pretty much all of Central, probably no. Um, and then like all this other shit, signs and all this other stuff I can get for free from like through my team that Remax pays for, and all it and I technically pay for it once a month, so that doesn't
Mhm.
really like I don't really count that in because that's already getting taken out automatically. So it's
Yeah,
not nothing extra that I would have to like contribute for, but
I
it's
see.
just doing that, getting my get also like getting like billboards and shit like that. Um,
Gotcha. So
so
here's another thing. If you speak, have you spoken to other people that have billboards?
yeah,
What have they said about, you know, leads that actually come from there, and that, like, their
it was like a
convertibility?
mix.
Okay. So,
Some like were good, some were not.
because see, mainly, no one usually. So this is as far as like I've learned. I've never done a billboard, and I don't plan on doing it until
Yeah.
much, much, much later down the line. And the reason why I say that is because one of my mentors has told me that, look, um, things like that, like car magnets, billboards, like T-shirts and stuff like that, it's more for branding. It's not for converting leads over,
Yeah.
because I've never ever had a single lead come from someone that said, "Oh yeah, I looked at the back of your sweatshirt and I saw that you buy homes," or, you know, like, I saw your car, or someone saying like, "Oh, I saw your billboard." But it's more like, you know, outreach methods, like cold call, ads that are going in front of people, text messages, emails, stuff like that, or that are going outwards to them, you know, and mass marketing. Because that one prospect that you might have that is going to convert, they're in like tons of stress, and they're really like just staying at home, and like they're going through it right now, for wholesale at least. They're not about to be out and about, you know, just
Yeah.
stumbling upon your billboard or whatever. And even if they have, they just know so many other people that already have done the same, right? So you really have to go after them and get their you know, their interest
Hmm.
first. So like, for the branding is great when you have a really nice lead, and the only thing that's like, you know, stopping them from converting is that they don't know if you're reputable or not. And then that's when branding comes in, right? Oh yeah, you know, I've seen Vlad's billboard sign, I've seen his commercials on TV, blah blah blah. And then they know like, oh, you're actually legit, and then you go through on with it. Um, so that's like the great thing for billboards and stuff. But for
Yeah.
right now, it might be a waste of money, you know. It might be working out for some of your people, in your team, but this is, as far as I know, as far as like billboards and just branding goes.
Hmm.
um, I say just invest more money into active marketing that can get you a lead today and get you paid, and worry about like the branding aspect later on when you have a lot more money to spend on branding, you know. So, yeah, like the biggest thing that could possibly work is just door knocking. Like if everybody ripped away everything I had today and I had to start from absolutely like ground like zero all over again, I would just go hit the doors. I would take a foreclosure list and then go hit those doors, old neighborhoods, and just ran down houses and bring sticky notes with me. Um, I could probably get myself a deal from today in like 3, 4 weeks from just doing that every single day relentlessly.
Yeah, that's just one other like that's one of the things I gotta focus more on. Because up until now, like I'd say with the rentals, they were barely any contribution, like you said. Like it wasn't really worth my time, like the amount of time I spent going, driving there, showing all those houses. It wasn't worth it. It was just simply the fact that I had the second job that was keeping me afloat. And then
Yeah.
after I got the 2.5% for selling the house, that's when it was like kind of okay, I'm kind of like out from under the water. I'm not like chilling yet, but I'm at least afloat for now. So
Yeah.
now I just gotta keep bur- keep on doing that and like you said, going and door knocking and like calling.
Yeah. As far as that first deal goes, how much did you make and how did you spend it? That money.
So I still have all majority of the money. It all went straight to my savings. Um, it was 2.5% on 780. It was supposed original. The whole thing was almost 20,000, and then
Okay.
the split was I think it was 50-50.
Hmm.
Total I made out with like close to 10.
Okay. Understood. So with that 10, instead of it going straight, does it need to go to savings?
It doesn't need to, no. It just I feel like to me, just kind of like just in case anything goes wrong.
Yeah. I
Because
mean, you have your active job right now, right?
yeah,
That's keeping you afloat.
yeah,
So why not? So like this is all about risking, right? This is what happened to me from my first deal to why it took me so long to scale. Like if I just understood this from day one after I made my first deal, then I would have been so much further out. So there's something called research and development. So every single month, no matter how much money I'm spending on my marketing, I always spend some money that I allocate towards R&D. And I always try different things because marketing, you always have to stay on your toes and you have to keep testing what's working right now. What's working right now for me might not work in 2 more months. So you always have to continue researching and developing. So trial and error with new ads, trial and error with new lists, all different kinds of things. So you always have to sit there and trial and error. That's one. Two, I used to always just like get like scared of spending money on marketing because I used to be like, oh wow, it took so much effort to get this amount of money from this one deal. Now, if I spend $1,000 on this marketing, I don't know if I'm going to get it back or not. It's just a huge risk. I'm just burning money, and that's the only thing that kept going on in my head over and over again. But I did not look at it as an investment before. I always thought it was just too risky. And the people that take calculated risks in this industry, those are the people that are going to win. So I basically just, it took me a long time to learn this. But once I did start actually marketing, I saw what works and what doesn't in reality. Right. And then what actually does work, you just double down on it for you. And then the sky is the limit from there. Because let's say if you spend $1 on something and then you get two back, that's your end goal, right?
yeah,
Um, you make that happen, and then you're going to be like, okay, I spent $1, and now it's my job to get $3 back, right? And then you continue keep on like working with the KPIs to make it better and better. But if you're not really out there spending, um, it's really really hard. Let's say my first month, whenever I like actually started cranking out some real money, like as far as marketing goes, my first month I just broke even. Even if you're terrible, you should break even at least. Cold call, the return is very, very long. Like, it's anywhere between 7 to 9 months on a conversion. Text messages, I believe, is 6 to 7 months. And the mailers is pretty long as well. The fastest thing I would say is like either pay per click or pay per lead. That's going to be your fastest conversion rate. If you could do either of those two and forward them, you should be able to at least break even, and have some money right set, as far as reserves go, to continue your marketing for at least 3 to 6 months minimum. You can't, like, your trial period has to be at least that long. It could be a
Yeah.
slow turn or something in the market. Things could be changing. And just because of that, you could hit it. And then if you think that, oh, this just doesn't work, you stop. Then now that's just like a bad taste in your mouth about marketing, first of all. Two, you didn't give it enough time to actually even like give you any sort of fruit. So then you just like drop out and run away before like, your labor is even rewarded for. So save up at least some decent amount of money that you can stretch out your marketing for 3 to 6 months. That's one. And then just go for it. And then continue to learn every single week, because I can only imagine your biggest problem right now is probably leads, right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing. If you don't have any leads, then you're not going to get better. And most people at brokerages, it's like dog eat dog world out there, right? So the
Yeah.
leads that they do give you, they're trash. Are they? Aren't they?
Most of the time, yeah.
Yeah. So you have to literally also like, push your own leads as well. Like even at a car dealership, I used to sell cars too. They'll give you so many leads, right? You will close leads that come in through like just walking in. However, if you want to go to the next level and if you want to beat everybody else in this entire showroom, you need to go ahead and be out there, performing and providing your own leads that you can go ahead and nurture and close on. But if you have a lead issue, then you're never ever going to get better, because the only way you're going to get better is by having too many leads. And then you're going to like, pick and choose on like which one's worth your time, which one isn't. Like you won't learn all those things if you just don't have enough leads in front of you in the first place. So just get really good quality leads and a decent amount of them. That should be like step one to everything. And if you have enough money that you've made from your first deal, then you know what you need to do with it already. Just don't be scared, because the more like you are nervous and scared, the longer and longer you're going to hold from investing into marketing. And you go anywhere, just do some research. And if you need, ask me. I spend tons and tons of money on marketing all the time. Your main goal should be to make money, but worst case scenario, you should break even, and if it doesn't lead to any sort of lead flow coming in, let's say in 2-3 weeks, and start changing something. You have a whole 3 to 6 month period. Like if you put into perspective, Vlad, if you market for 3 to 6 months, if you don't close like anything at all, it's hard to do it, bro. It's hard because if you have good leads coming your way, you could be an absolute bozo and end up closing a deal.
Yeah, no, it's the main thing is like the actual getting the leads portion, which is
Yeah.
the one thing that I'm like I definitely need to invest money and more time in
Yeah.
to just get those. Whether it's like I know like there's websites that try to sell you shit or just actual like knocking on doors and keep on sending out my cards and just leaving my cards everywhere.
Right. The whole cards thing is also another, it's whatever.
Yeah.
Is it mainly just that you're focusing on like distressed property or listings? What's your main goal?
I mean, up till now it was like listings,
Mm-hmm.
but now I just kind of like I want to do this more, and then if leads come across, they come across. Like if a listing comes across, okay, I can throw it up. It's not like it's gonna be killing me with while it's sitting on an MLS and other people are showing it.
Yeah.
To me, that's not the part that's gonna be like killing me. So I would much rather focus on doing wholesale. And if I do come across like a say like a house that gets fixed, throw it up on the MLS and just let it sit there.
Yeah. No, definitely. So that's exactly the approach I take. I go for wholesale, because that wholesale could turn into me, wholesaling a property to possibly buying it myself, three, flipping it, or even keeping it as a rental. So now there's four options. And the fifth one is if all those don't work out, then we could always offer something creative or just offer to list back on the market with a realtor. And
Yeah.
I can just send it to one of my buddies that sells homes in the area. And you can go that way. You could work reverse everything. So no, that's definitely true. But I would definitely invest something into marketing like ASAP. You should be having an issue with your leads. Like we have four, just JV Dispo deals right now. I don't have time to call any of them, like none of them. That's why I have other people doing it for me. Like my job is not selling deals. It's going out and getting some crazy deals, and then my team will go work on selling them. Why? Even if I wanted to go and make some quick money to go sell these deals right now, I can't because my CRM is filled with leads. Um, Here, for example, just about so last year, right before the end of last year, beginning of December, I we got this deal under contract and renegotiated everything. I didn't even have to renegotiate anything with this dude. He literally came down on the price on him like on his own because he's in a divorce right now, and he's such in a bad place that the dude that his wife cheated on him with came to his door and beat him up. Like, just imagine if that happened to you, bro. Like, you'd probably be like in the worst case scenario, like the worst situation in your brain right now. Like, you're all over the place. You're getting divorced with this lady. And at the end of the day, like, you just want like nothing to do with this lady right now.
Yeah.
And the least thing on your mind, the last thing is going to be this freaking house that you got to get rid of because of this divorce, right? He literally was motivated so much that I didn't even have to give him a lowball offer. He just gave me a lowball offer to work with already. All I had to say was, okay, how soon can we get this done? And that was about it. We're working on evicting a tenant out of there, and he's gonna go ahead and do all that, and then sell it to us, and we're gonna get rid of it. But see, there's like you market enough, you're gonna go get these deals, and you're gonna get motivated sellers coming to you that are so motivated that even if you're trash on the phones, even if your sales skills suck, you will still make money just because
Hmm.
you have people that have a massive problem on their hands and you as a solution right in front of them,
Yeah.
right? And this in this game, like all these realtors, all these sales guys, all these gurus online, they're gonna try to say like, oh yeah, you gotta do this and do that to close these people out, but they missed the like most important thing, which is the really motivated person in front of them to begin with. Because if I'm not thirsty, I don't care if you go ahead and give me like a $5 million bottle of water. Like I'm not gonna want to drink it if I'm not thirsty. You know,
Yeah.
there's nothing you can do to make me thirsty in the moment. So this is the same thing with these leads. You can't turn them into motivated sellers by lowballing them enough. No, you're just gonna piss them off. You need to go find someone that has a big problem and then go ahead and offer solutions. But if those people that you're dealing with don't have real urgency, real motivation, then they're not even about to close. So it's all a numbers game and seeing like how many leads you can go through towards like, achieving your goal and how many people out of all those leads that you got have some sort of problem that you can even work on solving. And then those are the hot leads, right? And then you're going to start tracking like, okay, how many hot leads does it take me to close one deal? And then now you have data. And then the next month you can go ahead and invest a little bit like wisely and be like, oh, okay, we're going to cut some costs here. We're going to put more money over here because this has been working. We're going to try to rank these, like crank these numbers up. We're going to try to do anything to finagle this stuff till I get better lead flow coming in and then better conversion rates at the end, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So whatever you do, there's people that only do cold call and they absolutely dominate. There's people that only do text. There's only people that do like emails and even just ads. So it's up to you. What I use is calls and ads. So and they both average pretty well. Whatever you prefer.
Which company do you use for like ads to throw it up there?
We in-house everything.
No,
Only
nice.
thing that I outsource is a cold calling. So we have other people that go ahead and manage VAs for us. That way we're not having to deal with any of that. nonsense because I used to have my own VAs and I used to go ahead and nurture them and train them, all that stuff. It's just a whole nother job. It's not worth it. So as you scale, like you're gonna be like, okay, what am I doing sitting here trying to teach this person how to comp a property? Like this is stupid. Um, you need to just go hire somebody else out to do all that stuff for you and make sure that they're reputable so they don't just like pimp their VAs out and between like, five different other wholesale companies and just rip you off.
Okay.
Yeah. So you should at least be expecting like per VA. If I were to hire like a whole new, I would say I'll go with Egyptians, and I would pay anywhere between $1,000 to $1,300 a month per VA. They should be giving you 1 to 2 leads a day, every single day. So that's 30 to 60 leads a month, and you should be able to convert at least one every month out of that. Some months you get like bad months, and you might do nothing, but you should be like, let's say if you just have one VA like that, you should be at least getting 3 deals a year at least.
Hmm.
So, and then it's just refining like the level of that VA, what kind of talent it really is. So, so that's
Okay.
the biggest thing. Yeah, if you had enough VA, leads, do you think you would possibly be able to close many more deals?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. What are you thinking as of right now? Did all that like get you to possibly spend some money on marketing?
No, I definitely did. Yeah. Just this, like simply the fact it was like kind of needed to kick up the ass to go do it, and that was that.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, now I just gotta find the right place to put my money into,
yeah,
which is gonna, like you said, end up bringing me those leads.
right. Definitely. So PPL, I would watch out for PPL, like pay per click. A lot of companies, they go ahead and like, you just gotta be watching out for anybody pimping you out, like any of your stuff that you're paying for. You just don't want them to pimp you out. And what I mean by that is you don't want these people to go ahead and shop the same lead that they gave you to like 3 other people.
Hmm.
Or you don't want one VA working under 4 different companies. Like if you buy a VA, then like that person is allocated to you only.
Yeah.
So for VAs, I would ask them, hey, do you think I can get access to your CRM? No, why not? I want to see how much this guy is actually doing in reality. I want to see how many calls he made today. I want to see how many calls he made to get one lead. I want to see all that stuff. I want to see like how this list that I gave you guys is performing so I can pull better data for you guys. So just like play around and get them to give you the CRM access. That way you know that they're not BSing you and this guy's not like spending 2 hours at your company and then spending 2 hours at some other dude's company. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then as far as like the PPL, I would only go from like um, PPL companies that other people are already using right now and can show you real numbers of what they're doing with their ad flow,
Hmm.
right? So and yeah, as far as like even the ads that we run right now, like price has gone up because all the drop shippers and the holidays, but prices will start coming back down in next month or so. So I'm gonna like crank my numbers up, and I'm making new ads right now as we speak. Um, so all that should so nationwide is running us like $35 a lead right now, and it used to be anywhere between 15 to 17 bucks. And I believe it should get down there again soon. But even if it doesn't, it's fantastic numbers. And in Jersey, you should, if you're basically hiring like a marketing company to do it for you, it's gonna cost you like 90 bucks a lead in Jersey, and then their fee on top of that to do all that for you, right? And then
Yeah.
PPL, it varies like 2 to 400 bucks a lead.
Okay.
Yeah. So, do you have any questions?
No, not really.
Nice, nice. What are you planning on doing? Like some cold calling or
Yeah. Get on like get a list of houses that are either foreclosure or like are basically in distress and need to get rid of it, and start calling that list.
if you need any sort of help or even if you need some lists or something, let me know. Any way I can help you. Um, just keep me updated. I'd love to even like purchase something that you possibly get. Um, and we can go from there too.
All right.
Um, as far as like the rentals, I also made a rental course the other day. So whenever you get a chance, check that out. Give me some feedback. Let me know what you think.
Okay.
So, and as far as rentals go, do you have any questions for that?
No, not really. I mean, the rentals, it's pretty straightforward. Like
Yeah.
that's the main thing I've been doing
Hmm.
for the past year. So I've all of that was just kind of going pretty smooth.
Nice. What's your game plan for getting the first property?
Well, so I would buy like a multifamily and then rent it out, like
Okay,
three to four families somewhere in Jersey. I know
I see.
Jackson is going like in demand a lot.
Hmm.
So somewhere over there.
Are you just gonna wait until you have enough money to go ahead and purchase?
Uh, I wouldn't say wait till I have enough money to purchase, because I definitely don't want to spend all my money into a property and then get stuck with nothing.
Yeah,
So I would wait till I feel like till I'm comfortable with what I have, that I or like have a comfortable inflow of the money that is going into marketing and going into like leads, and I have something that's already in saving that's like being generated that I could put down and then like either finance or whatever. Like
yeah,
that portion is not really the main factor, kind of, because once if I get a good deal on something, that's gonna be worth whatever else is gonna happen later. But I definitely
right.
don't want to spend all my money that I get. Like, say if I get if I close two deals within the next 2 months, I'm not gonna take all that money that I made and just dump it into one house. Because one, I'm gonna need money to like redo, redo it, um, fix it up, whatever it else needs, and then be able to list it. So
I see. To flip it.
yeah.
Understood. Yeah. Have you ever thought about hard money and just
Hard loan. Yeah.
yeah, so that way you don't have to have all that money, right? And then what
Hmm.
about even possibly just like, raising the private capital to cover your down payment on the hard money? That way you can do a deal as long as it has enough meat left on the bones. Why not just take the deal on yourself? Let's say if there's like, 50, 60 grand to be made, why not just take it yourself?
Yeah. So the house that I actually sold was a hard loan
Okay. It was a hard money
through
loan.
yeah, through Brass, which is Long Branch, I think.
Hmm.
But yeah, it was a hard loan through Brass. So
I see. So was that a flip?
well, the I don't know, the way the guy did it. It's supposed to be a rental property because I like they were like doing the estimate and everything for it, but he lives there right now.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah,
So usually if you're gonna take a hard money loan out, it has to be for business purposes. You can't really
yeah.
just
So it's
make
under
it
his
a
company. It's under his construction company. That's who got the hard loan, and
okay.
then he like it got appraised for a rental, whatever. Got the $6,000 a month for the rental property for how much he could get out of it. And then yeah, he just kind of moved in.
I see. Okay. Yeah, so there's like so many different ways. I never ever spend any money on my rentals at all. I usually just end up raising the money to buy them, and I continue buying them. And anything that I actually make, I just stack it away back into marketing, so I can take more leads coming in, and then I can see what I want to do with each deal that's coming in. Let's say if it's not really worth my time to fix and flip the property, I just take the wholesale. I always compare everything.
Mm-hmm.
So this, let's say if a new deal comes in, I analyze it and I see, okay, how long is it going to take me, to flip this thing A to Z? Okay, it's going to take me a month and a half to 2 months to renovate the whole thing. And it's going to take me another month to 2 months to go ahead and actually find a buyer on the MLS with an agent. And then it's going to take that end buyer another month to 2 months to actually get approved and like close out with a loan from Fannie or Freddie
Yeah.
Mac. So that entire process, it could turn out to be 6 months. And if there's a deal that I can only make 50 grand in 6 months doing a fix and flip versus I can wholesale it and make 15 or 20 right now. And I go ahead and I take that wholesale deal right now,
Yeah.
right? Because it would take me a whole 6 months to make 50, but it could take
And
me
that's 6 months at best too, because sometimes houses sit on the MLS for a lot
maybe longer.
longer. Yeah,
Exactly.
like that listing, like the listing I mentioned that my coworker just got in North Brunswick. That house sat on the market for 6 months, and she just
Yeah.
relisted with her from a different. So there was a Coldwell realtor, and now she relisted with us.
Mm. Yeah. See, so that's something that you got to continue to keep in mind. And if I'm going ahead and comparing that to my wholesale transaction, I can be like, okay, I can get in and out of this thing in 2.5 weeks and go ahead and make 15, 20. Okay, so let's just do this one and do like five more of those and still beat out that flipper, right?
Yeah.
Taking like 6 months on this one transaction or more. So, but if the numbers are like crazy good, then those are the ones that we go ahead and take on ourselves, right? So we find the money every way that we could possibly make the deal happen, and we go ahead and take it down.
Yep.
So, but yeah, bro, once you start getting some deal flow coming in, making some money, like I'll walk you through everything as far as rentals go, because our goal should be always to like, since we're already in the field, we don't want to be buying just like everyone else. We don't want to buy like a doctor would buy. Oh, here's some money, just throw it at the property and we buy it.
Yeah.
No, no, we buy great deals. We buy such great deals that we get paid to take those. You know,
Yep.
any rental that I have, I've gotten paid to buy it basically. So we burr the whole thing out and pull out every little dollar that we put back into it, take it out, and pay everybody else off. And we get left with something, or sometimes we just break even and we get a free rental.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you'll definitely find a lot of those, but just go into like more crappier areas, C and D class neighborhoods, and you'll find more people that are in like pain and problems.
Okay.
So, but yeah, if you got anything else, let me know. I by next time I should be looking forward to speaking to you with full blown marketing, right?
Hopefully, we'll see.
Okay. And as far as the CRM, are you just gonna add them to your current CRM?
Probably.
Okay. What do you
Yeah.
use right now? Is it through the brokerage?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Whatever you can do to get systems going. Um, I'm just not even putting any more information right now. I don't want to information load, but just take what I've given you now and then just run with it. Let's see where we could get you.
Yep.
And then next week, let me know, if you've spoken to a few leads and see how they came off. And if we can possibly help out with, let's say, conversion as well, once you do get the lead flow up and running.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Awesome.
All right.
All right, bro.
Have a good
Take it
night.
easy. You too. I'll talk to you soon.
We'll do.